Okay. Hey guys, what's up? We start another day. Or, hold on. Give me just a moment. Something is wrong. I forgot to change the darn name of the stream! You gotta like it when you get over prepared for things. Today we're drawing. I'm not playing Dave the Diver. I'm so sorry for anybody who was ready to see me get chased by sharks today. Like, um, I cry. I'm sorry about the disappointment. I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna do this. And then I forgot that I had the wrong thing. But also thanks. I love that. Oh, well, I like all of the outfits that I draw, but like that one, it was a bit of a hard process because of actually, yeah, it was a bit of a hard process because sexy outfits I sort of have a mental block on. I'm about to open Clip Studio Paint. Give me just a moment. Sexy outfits are something that I have a mental block on. And it's not even that I don't like them. It's just that I tend to be very picky with them. Because, I don't know. Like, I would like it if more sexy outfits were, say, more practical, especially when it comes to real life stuff. And by practical, I mean that I should be able to move around in it. And a lot of sexy outfits that I tend to see that are popular are just stuff made for taking a picture in. Or it's not supposed to be quote unquote worn for a long time. Which I think is kind of dumb. Because, like, especially when it comes to something like swimsuits. Because I don't know. I don't like the idea of getting a outfit. I'm trying to find my file. Of getting an outfit that I'm only going to wear once or for like 5 minutes. And I definitely don't like the idea of an outfit that... Is this pulled up? Okay. I don't like the idea of an outfit that I can't move around in. Because I should be able to get up and stuff without having to constantly adjust. Like, to me, that feels inconvenient. But, what we're gonna do is draw my alt outfit because we are doing this for a magazine cover. It's an interesting take. Is it though? Because it's just like, okay, for example, there's like some two-piece outfits that got your cooch out. Or at least if you move a certain way, then it starts flying out. And I don't want to deal with that because it starts chafing and stuff. It just seems very uncomfortable. Like, I want to be able to look hot and still be able to get up and like walk to get some ice cream out of the fridge or something. But this is what I have at the beginning because I'm doing this for a magazine cover. Like, who wants to get up and worry about their cooch meat coming out? Like, no. It sounds weird to say, but like, it has to be said because no. But let's see. We're gonna do. But no, what was I trying to say again? We're doing this for a magazine cover because I have these assets on Ko-Fi where if folks feel like it, you could get, and it's a free asset, by the way. They're based off of magazine covers. And that's pretty much it. They're based off of magazine covers. I've already done 3. Because I did 3 in May because I was gonna go to Disney World and stuff, and there was like a event that I wanted to post in time for because a bunch of major stuff was happening in June. I mean, the idea of making outfits logistically possible, even though issues would be an issue if the usage would be digital. Yeah, because like I care about stuff like that, especially when if somebody wants to cosplay, for example. Like I want to design outfits that are actually possible to cosplay. Like I don't know, but let's see. Let me decrease the opacity. Hold on. I'm trying to find the references that I use for this. Technically, I'm only using 2 references for this. At least, it appears to be only 2 references for this. I based it off of this post that Doja Cat did for Variety magazine. Make this a little bit darker and decrease the opacity a little bit more. But no, I've recently gotten into making magazine covers because there was like this one page, I can't remember, but how there's this one artist that does this free asset called Vtuber Smile magazine, and I noticed that there weren't any like English magazine assets because I'm like, oh, the Vtuber Smile magazine is great, but I don't understand it because I don't speak Japanese. So like, there you go. And that reminded me of some Riot game criticism with some lead characters. Some had breast armor with post. Oh yeah. Wait, what new? What do you mean, what new? Also, it's very convenient that this song is playing. Because of the sort of theme that we're going with this issue. Also, yeah, video game characters, especially when it comes to designing women, it's just like, wow. It's one thing to think with your crotch, but can you think beyond your crotch? I think a good example of, like, say, a sexy character that's well designed. Oh, the Japanese thing. Let me see if I can find it. And I'll put the link in chat. Give me just a moment. What was it? Vtuber Smile. Because I don't know the name of the artist. Or at least I can't remember the name of the... Oh, it's Yukari Works. Yukari Works is the name of the artist. Oh, they have a private account. Like, I'm following them. Is it possible to share the account itself? Yes, I can share the account itself. I just can't share the posts. But if you follow them, then you'll be able to see the different VTuber Smile templates and stuff. But I do like their templates. It's just I don't speak... I can't read Japanese, so I don't know what it's saying. So I'm like, hey, what if I made an English one? Because I haven't seen an English VTuber asset for a magazine. So that's pretty much why I made V-Metric magazine. And so far I've done 3 themed issues. I did one for summer, I did one for Pride, and I did another one for formals because Nabi Nariko, she's a VTuber. She's a VTuber that I follow. And she's pretty cool. She has a North Star theme. She was hosting this thing called the Twilight's New Dawn Ball. So I made a magazine asset for formal events, and that can be done for formal events in general, honestly. And then I also made one for Pride. And then I also made one... Yeah, I made one for Summer Pride and the formal thing. It was fun. because everybody got to show off their different outfits and stuff, and then she, along with Oceania and Lil Ho Peep, they did a critique session of like how the different outfits for the event and the art that folks got for the event looked. And how they ranked it was that they had folks placed in different courts based off of different gems. Are they still online? Yeah. I can shout out. Or I could send you Naruko's Twitter. Give me just a moment. Give me just a moment. Nariko Nabi. Let me shout. Should work. Did it? No, it did not. Please. What's her username? Ah, it was how I typed it out. Oh yeah, and then another thing that Naruko is going to do is I'm just going to send her Twitter page because that's not working for some reason. Something that she's also doing is hosting Black VTuber awards for like small Black VTubers. To be honest, I think all Black VTubers are pretty small because we really don't get boosted a lot. But that's a whole other can of worms to unlock concerning that. That's a whole other can of worms, especially with what's been going on now with like the recent hot topic of the day was about whether or not artists were obligated to draw characters of different features, or like, you know, the obligation of whether or not somebody should learn how to draw features that aren't theirs. And of course folks are mad because who isn't mad about things? You know, there's always something to be mad about, especially on Twitter, because of the way that the app is built. Oh, hi, King. Thank you for the follow. Welcome. Today we are talking about random stuff. And I was talking about my process, or at least the different magazine covers that I made, because I'm drawing for a new cover this time. Actually, I don't like the way that this ear is shaped. I gotta point it more. But then I'm also talking about the recent discussion on Twitter concerning like art and inclusion and stuff. Pretty much my take on it. Like whether or not people should be obligated to draw different features. I think that you should draw whatever you want, whatever makes you feel comfortable. But also don't expect me... If you call yourself a character designer, don't expect me to respect you personally if you can't draw anything other than a skinny, pale skin girl. And I'm being very serious. Like, I'm not one of those, especially while I'm drawing, like, I am a critical person, and I also am like a huge advocate of inclusion in art spaces, because whether it's on the internet or in like traditional education, there's like a huge issue with Eurocentrism. And then I'm also like critical of media anyways because of my interest in film and whatnot. I think that if you are somebody who prides yourself on designing characters, right, especially when it comes to humans, then you should be able to draw a variety of humans. Like, if the only difference between your characters is like what color palette they have and clothes, you kind of suck. Because, I don't know, you're very much, well, I won't even say suck, you're limiting yourself. What makes you suck is like the unwillingness to see outside of yourself and draw other things. Because, like, folks are like, some people are afraid to learn because they're afraid of getting something wrong. And, like, I kind of understand that anxiety, but at the same time, what I don't like is how there's, like, this common consensus that people of marginalized identities, whether they're, like, fat or they're disabled or they're a person of color, that folks are just aggressive towards people who get things wrong. Because more often than not, people of these groups are very patient and they take the time and effort to make like free tutorials to learn these things. Because not only do they care about visibility, but they also like regardless of the BS that happens within artist communities, there's usually a general consensus of promoting like accessible art education and whatnot, and people make resources in order to make that process easier, especially since learning how to draw features outside of conventional standards is difficult, not necessarily due to the difficulty of the thing itself, but more so because, like I said, formal art education is very Eurocentric and has a lot of other isms, so like it's not easy access to have resources to help you teach yourself how to get out of that zone. Like, it always depends on how good your teacher is and how willing they are to teach you these things, and not necessarily like the curriculum itself, because the curriculum is very exclusive. Yeah, it doesn't diversify the portfolio. Like, when you're trying to get a job outside of like doing commissions of people's OCs, like if you're doing advertising or you actually want to work in formal entertainment and stuff, they're going to expect you to draw muscle and wrinkles and fat. And then especially going to expect you to they're especially going to expect you to draw different ethnic features and stuff, because even though, let's say, American entertainment, because like I'm familiar with Western entertainment in general, but I'm more familiar with American entertainment because I live here, especially where even though American studios aren't really inclusive, they're not. Like, they may be increasing with visual inclusion, but the practices really aren't inclusive, because let's look at Disney, for example. They'll colorblind cast for The Little Mermaid, but when it comes to original works that were inclusive from the get-go, you really don't know about them until the last minute. Because they care more about maintaining the relevancy of an IP than promoting inclusive teams from the get-go. Because recently, it was like 2 months ago, how there was like several different African cartoons that premiered on Disney Plus, and we didn't know about them until the release date. And that's ass. But back to that. Even though their practices when it comes to hiring inclusively and promoting inclusive works, they still want you to have that skill set, because they still see a means to profit from it. And then there are also different groups that genuinely believe in inclusion and they genuinely support it. I'm not gonna make the calves too small. Like I usually use the and even though I can alter the 3D model to certain specifications, I even though I can only modify it to certain specifications, it only goes so far. Oh, that's a vector layer. I don't need that. Right leg. So, like, you can't call yourself a character designer and then you can only draw one type of character because you don't see certain features as, like, worthy enough to feature or something. Like, I strongly dislike that mentality because it's lame. Hold on. Yeah, lots of talented artists wanting to diversify, but the production house has the final say. Yeah, and this is why we need like I'm very glad that there are strikes going on because these current practices are very unsustainable. But I think that it would be a little bit better to have a complete overhaul. Like, I am personally against the existence of CEOs. Because people shouldn't have the final say just because they're paying for the production, because they're not involved in the actual creation process itself. Like, this isn't like a personalized photo, it's a whole movie. And it's why I suggest, like, if people want to do original stories or animation or whatever, that if they do something with Netflix or Disney or whatever, just give them platforming rights so you could get it out there, but don't give them any other rights. Like, I would never make a Netflix original. Like, I would prefer to make something on my own, and then if Netflix wants to buy the rights every couple of years just to have it on the platform so people can see it, then that's fine. And I won't give them platform exclusivity either, because if they screw up my visibility, then I should be able to change my contract. Did I give the shoes toes? No, I did not. I'm just going to draw the outline of the feet instead of the whole foot because there's no sandals. But yeah, and get more residuals for more cool projects. Honestly, I would even prefer if we didn't have to rely on funding. Like, me personally, I would just like to not have to work for not have to work for like rent or whatever. Like, I think that housing and food and like other necessities like utilities should be free because you need those things regardless if you work or not, and not everybody can work, whether because they're like disabled or incapacitated or they have small children. And I count the small children because I don't think that parents should have to choose between raising and providing for their kids. And like, I don't mind working because like there's nothing inherently wrong with work. It's just job culture being garbage and like that obligation. And then work culture standards are just very unsustainable. So it takes the fun out of things. But like, I'm working right now because I'm working on this magazine cover. And I like doing that. Because I like doing art. Let's see, right arm. But that's pretty much my whole stance on the thing with don't limit yourself, because you don't see certain features as worth being visible. I also don't believe in like obligating people to do it, because I don't like begging people. Maybe it's because I'm an artist and I make things so I can make the representation that I want to see. But I'm very much against begging exclusive people to give me visibility. Like, I just rather they simply don't get any clout or prestige because of their unwillingness to learn. Wait, let me rasterize. Oh, come on. Also, did I put it on record? I did not put it on record. I want to cry. I need to remember to put some of my stuff on record, because I do time lapses with these. I do time lapses with these. So I need to be more mindful of whether or not I'm recording. Let's see. And then right hand. Pretty much I'm trying to get the base pose done before I add the outfit, because the outfit is the most, well, the outfit and the hair is the most difficult part. Also, I realized that the fist is facing more towards the front. No. How come I can't turn the rest even more inwards? It's lame. And then I should probably adjust the hand pose that it closes a bit more. This will be better. Did the hand change on this one? No, it did not. That's good. Right hand. Also, we also love using the 3D model for. We also love using the 3D model for tracing hands. Hands are difficult. One day I will learn how to draw hands raw. But that day will not be that today. 'Cause no. Like, I found something that works for me and I don't have to be bothered for the rest of my life. And I'm glad about that. Hands are like a second body, same with feet. Yes. I feel like feet can be worse. Particularly drawing toes. Like, fingers are hard. But it's like toes. Toes are just musty. Which makes sense because they're toes. But like at the same time, it's like, why? Like, why did you feel the need to do this? Why did you feel the need to do this? Left hand. 50% of all bones come from the hands and feet. Ah. Wait, that's what grows first? Or at least that's one of the things that grows first? That's interesting. I should probably world build something based off of that. I like learning random facts and then making stuff for my world building or whatever based off of those facts. Like, I have magical creatures based off of clowns and they come from eggs. The spine is what grows for. Yeah, that makes sense because the nervous system and stuff. In order to direct the other things. Okay, I won't quote you. Let's see. What was I saying again? Oh yeah, I got fictional creatures based off of clowns and they come from eggs. Cause clowns, in order to copyright your clown makeup look, you have to do the makeup on an egg. And it's held in this one museum of all of the clown greats and stuff. So I was just like, what if clowns were a monster that came from eggs? And thus that abomination was born. I gotta draw it though. I write down a lot of things concerning my worlds and my OCs, but I don't draw them. And then folks be like, Jayla, where your OCs at? And I'm like, bitch. Like, I turned into Laquifa. You know, Laquifa, the postmodern pimpo. It's like, Laquifa, where your hoes at? I said, bitch, don't you see the 4 pairs of hoes holding back this? Cause look, this is a drag race joke. Laquifa was a persona that Shangela, one of the contestants, came up with for a stand-up comedy routine. Cause I think it was for the talent show. So, for those who don't understand the joke, now you understand. I watch Drag Race, and I like making references to it sometimes because it's such a mood. Like, whenever I'm not impressed with something, I say I'm not gagging. Like Raja O'Hara, who was like the villain of her season. Like, y'all don't understand. When I get affiliate, I already have soundboard idea set up, and I do want I'm not gagging to be a redeem, because there are going to be moments when you're not impressed with like my joke or whatever, and I want the audience to be upfront about that. And then there'll just be moments where I'm not impressed with what's going on in the game. Not necessarily because the game is bad, but it could be a bitch that I don't like. So, base. Should I start with clothes or face? I should probably do face. Yeah, I'm so excited for it. I think I'm pretty, I think that I'll make it by the end of the month. Hopefully I will make it by the end of the month. Because my birthday is next month. And, I want to copy Doja Cat. Yeah, I'll do it. Like, she was iconic in this, photo shoot. Doja Cat is definitely a fashion icon. I'm just upset with her because she's a very frustrating person right now. Because it's just like, bitch, what are you doing? Why are you like this? Because, like, okay, for context, for folks who don't follow Celebrity BS, and honestly, good for you. Personally, I don't follow it. It's just that it gets so out of hand that it ends up going into my feed. Like, I follow Pop Base, but it's because I also see, like, production news besides discussing film, because I want to know when new music comes out from the folks that I like. And even though I follow them, my notifications on Spotify be weird sometimes. Because I didn't fucking know that Shepherd's Reign, which is this Samoan rock band that I follow. I didn't know that Shepherd's Reign I'm trying to think. I didn't know that Shepherd's Reign had a new album earlier this year. And I just found out again because I'm like, it's been a while since I've listened to Shepherd's Reign. And then I find out and I'm like, Spotify, why are you like this? But concerning Doja Cat, she's dating some asshole. Yeah, that's exactly that. How she's dating this dude who's notorious for being the G word. And she legit got mad that folks didn't, like, stand for that. Which I think is stupid, because, like, it's one thing to, and then how she made it about parasocial relationships. Like, parasocial relationships are obviously, I say that they're neutral because I think that they are an inevitable thing, especially when it comes to, like, say, people and streamers, because there's direct interaction. Yeah, like this one. Whereas when it comes to like, say, a performer and it's not a live performance and the audience, it's like one-sided, but it's one-sided on both sides. Because, like, YouTubers and stuff and singers and whatnot, they could develop a parasocial relationship with their fans because of that conflation between fan and genuine, like, care and affection. So that can happen. But, like, the issue is that, like, of all the times to get upset about parasocial relationships and stuff, you chose getting mad that your fans weren't standing for the type of people that you affiliated with. And then how now she's doing, like, the satanic panic marketing, like the whole, the satanic panic that happened in the 80s and stuff. And a lot of rock stars were benefiting from that craze by saying that they made a deal with the devil. Like, folks have been talking about making a deal with the devil in order to make music since, like, blues, because that was like a common theme, especially in blues and rock and roll. But then it would usually be about beating the devil at his own game and still walking away with good guitar skills. But with Doja Cat, she's trying to put on this hard aesthetics that show that she doesn't care, but like she's terminally online and always responding to critics. And then you're trying to paint yourself as hard and stuff, but you got these Animal Crossing ass beats. Like, girl, you're not fooling anyone. You care a lot, and it's affecting you negatively. And you're upset because you're stuck in a predatory contract, because she's signed under Dr. Luke. And for those who don't know who Dr. Luke is, he's this predatory producer, both literally and figuratively, because Kesha accused him of harassing her and stuff. And Doja Cat was signed onto that label 2 years before Kesha came out, because people are like, why is Doja Cat signed under Dr. Luke? And it's just like, because she didn't know. And she has liked posts and stuff in solidarity with Kesha, because she can't say anything openly since she's still under that contract. Like, she's under a non-disclosure agreement. So, like, I will defend her with that. I should raise the face. Maybe. I should raise the face, because, like, look at how down this is. It should be tilted. And stuff, but like her contract is ass. So it's like, folks do need to go a little bit easy on her when it comes to something like that. But with everything else, like, she's just very what's the word? She's being very childish. Or she's being very immature, because there are minors with more sense than her when it comes to this. And that's something that kind of brings me. There's a issue of, like, a lot of people wanting to be social figures, like public figures, and have fame and stuff, but they have no PR skills. And it kind of makes me wonder, like, what the state of the industry is in, because you have these companies making these public figures and stuff, but they're not teaching them public relations skills, such as shutting the hell up and not putting all your business onto social media and all this other kind of stuff. And then how they want to force folks like Florence and the Machine to use TikTok. And I'm like, get that woman off this platform. Why would you do that? Are you stupid? Like, why would you put that woman through that? You know she's not built for this kind of thing. Like, I don't know. I don't know why they thought that was a good idea, putting Florence and the Machine on there. But then it was just like, well, shouldn't artists be able to promote their own stuff if they want other people to get into it? And I'm like, yeah, but like the whole point of signing onto a record company, right, is that you signed on to the record company so they could be the ones to promote your stuff, so it's easier for you to get out there since they have those resources. It kind of defeats the purpose of hiring of signing on to a record company when they are expecting you to do the promo for them. And I understand that companies are like trying to sell relatability and stuff, and that's why they want folks to interact with their fans, but I think that that's like a bad idea, especially for folks like Doja Cat who get temperamental and stuff and cannot handle social pressures, because they will snap and it will be a problem. Okay, I need to... I know the head is tilted up a bit. How the fuck do you... Yeah, it is a wreck. Like, you got companies not wanting to do their jobs. You got celebrities who can't deal with, pushback or any kind of ridicule. Let's see, let me look up a head angles reference real quick. And then you see it in multiple fields, unfortunately. I'm seeing it a lot with VTubing. Because, like, a recent example is that one miner who's on the platform right now. And I'm like, where are her parents? Because, like, there was this one VTubing agency that signed a 15-year-old. And although it is it negligence from the label or abuse? I say negligence, but it can definitely, like, negligence is a form of abuse. Like, you don't, like, negligence is, and I say that it's a form of abuse because it's that negligence leads to harm due to the lack of monetization and stuff. Like, you don't necessarily have to directly attack somebody in order to be abusive. Because, like, what happened is this person is 15 years old and she's having NSFW interactions with coworkers and whatnot. And it's happening in public, and she recently made a slavery joke. And it's just like, are you fucking stupid? Like, I need the parents to get the snot beat out of them. I need the company to get the snot beat out of them. I do need the 15-year-old to get slapped, because people are like, oh, she's just a kid. And I'm like, she doesn't need to get slapped by an adult, but she needs to get slapped by another 15-year-old kid. Because, bitch, why are you making slavery jokes? Not to mention, you can't just be like she's just a kid when she's 15. You're old enough to drive. You're old enough... If you're old enough to get a driver's permit, then you're old enough to understand why a slavery joke is very controversial. Like, shut the hell up. But, so let's see. Let's look at the face again. Look at how far the face is. Give me a minute. I'm trying to find the right angle. How do you face? How do you face card? Ah, eyes. Hold on, I'm cooking. Sorta. I'm probably not even boiling water. I'm having a hard time. Hey Prico, how's it going? Welcome to the chat. We were pretty much talking about industry standards and how some people do not need to be public figures because they don't have any common sense or any social skills, or specifically public relation skills, because that's a little bit more specific. And the most recent example publicly is the No, I can't believe that I did all of this with the head. I'm going. I think I got a little bit too ambitious because there's no. Actually, no. I got a head model. I just forgot. Cause Clip Studio Paint. Clip Studio Paint lets you use 3D models of heads, like this one right here. Cause I made one to look sort of like to sort of match Jayla's proportions, and I could pose that as necessarily. Why the fuck didn't I think of that? You gotta love it when you're focusing so hard that you forget to do things. But I want to cry. But essentially, I was talking about how you know, that recent controversy with that one VTuber that was like making slavery jokes and shit and having um, inappropriate interactions with folks and stuff, and how the VTuber agency fucking outed her for being a minor, and it's just like, oh, you're stupid. Link, outline, shadows. Is there a way to... I haven't heard her. I seem to not get any of the news. Okay, so there was a... Hold on, I'm trying to see if I could turn the head. I knew there was a setting for it. Object list, allocate. It's facial features. There it is. I love this song as well. I like the soundtrack for let me look at the pose again. I like the soundtrack for the cyberpunk anime that Studio Trigger did. Okay, so the thing is, she's like, there it is. Yeah, it was a pretty fun show. Okay, I got it somewhat right. I'm just trying to make it big enough to actually, like, line up a little bit better. Okay. Sort of got it, but it's not quite there. So let's try this again. Let me hide the ear and redo the base. But what I'm drawing, because how we got into the thing with the lack of PR skills was I was talking about Doja Cat, because obviously she's the inspiration for the pose that I'm taking, because I'm drawing a magazine cover. I'm doing a magazine cover, and I took inspiration from her pose when she did that one issue with Variety magazine. Because have you seen any of my V-metric assets that I made? Because I told, who did I tell? Give me just a minute. So much drama knowledge I get outside my volition. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm kind of nosy. In the sense that I like to follow news and stuff, so I'm like, Well, I'm making 3 new ones this month, or at least I'm gonna try to make the new ones by the end of the month. Emphasis on trying. Emphasis on trying. But that's what it reminded me of, because it's like a current event, and I'm like, hey, we could talk about a random current event. Speaking of current events, what things do y'all want to talk about? Like, how was your day and stuff? It could be something as simple as that. Like, what did you eat today? Or do you think that aliens exist? How the crap do you draw a chin? You don't think you should talk about what you ate? Well, you barely eat anything. It'd be like that. Sometimes whenever I get irritated or if I'm really tired, I don't eat. It's not necessarily a lack of care. It's more like if I'm pissed off or something, I don't want to eat because then I'll get an upset stomach. And then if I'm tired, I just don't want to get up. I don't want to get up. Come on. Okay. I'll sketch in the shadow part so I know how to shade it. And then ear, I'll make it smaller. And like tilt it back a bit. Yeah, tilt it back a bit. I should have made it not that small. Because Jayla, me, I got some big ears, guys. Right, my dad was jumping like a kid about the UFO announcement like a month ago, saying that he was right and stuff. Yeah! Like, what the thing about the UFO thing, like the fact that people didn't believe in aliens, and it's just like, why? Like, humans are not that special. That the thought of other life existing in a big ass galaxy is far-fetched. It's funny to see memes sharing the same thing. Great, aliens are real, still gotta go to work. Yeah, but like I would have been excited about it because I like stuff about space. And like, okay, people say shit like that, but then they keep up with what did we just talk about today? Celebrity gossip and stuff. Like, y'all acting like you can't be at work and still do things. Heck, I be keeping up with stuff while at work because that helps me get through work or at school. Like, I understand the sentiment that is just like, well, the White House is talking all this good shit. We're not having our needs met. But it's just like a lot of people keep up with unimportant things. Oh yeah, speaking of the aliens thing though, what school of thought are y'all in? Like, you know how there's debate over whether or not aliens will. Okay, the eyes are a bit too far apart. But you know how there's like two major schools of thoughts where people either assume that the aliens are going to save us or they're going to do what we've done historically speaking, which is every time we find a new bit we like try to take over and all this other kind of stuff. And I remember seeing I think it was a commercial for Neil deGrasse Tyson and stuff, because he has a podcast, and remember he had the Cosmos TV show. But he was just like, humans always live in fear of being conquered and stuff because that's what we've done historically, and da 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 da. Me personally, I'm of the school of, like, I'm of the third school that aliens really do not want to be bothered with us, because like we are so far apart from it. Like, say that there is, which it has been confirmed that there is a that aliens are real, because we know that aliens are real. I just consider how many times they've possibly passed us. Besides the ones that have been unlucky to get captured and taken to Area 51, for example. Like, I feel like that Earth is either held in the same regard as, a mound of dirt with ants in it. Like, they probably know it exists, but they don't really bother. Or it's like the space ghetto. Like, you know how when you go into an inner city neighborhood and your windows were down, but then you slowly roll the windows up? I think it's sort of like that, because humans are like kind of scary. We're pretty much that one Tumblr trope. Humans are space orcs. Because we kind of are. Hold on, I'm trying to find a better nose reference. It's fine. Anyway. Not to mention, something that kind of bothers me when it comes to, but that's sort of my take on it. I did the face wrong again. Why is the face so hard? I should have turned it more. I should have put it under it. That's why. That's what happened. Why is art so hard? I love doing art, by the way. Like, I may be complaining. Because I do that. I do complain. And I will not hesitate to say that. But, and like, and I'm a professional hater. Like, I will not hesitate to say that. But I think it'd be like an anthology thing. There's a lot of animal behavior studies being disputed because it's easy to humanize their behavior. Yeah. Like, people got to be very careful when something that I notice when there are like discussions about animal behavior and whatnot, that there is a tendency for humans to like anthropomorphize animals, and it's just like, so that's a dolphin. Even though all dolphins are bastards, like, I am very much in the school of ADAB, right? I do understand enough that they're not at the same level of sapience. Same with aliens. Aliens, it's half and half. Like, okay, because we've already established that all animals have some sort of level of sentience. Sentience is like intelligence, whereas sapience is like the ability to communicate and control your environment to suit whatever. So that's something that I wonder. If aliens were to meet with us, would we be on the same level of sapience? Or would they be like far away from us as like we are from, say, bacteria, for example? At least the eyes aren't far as fuck apart. Like, oh my god. I know I'm a jellyfish, but I'm a jellyfish, not an actual fish. Okay, now we're cooking with gas. The eyes are very far apart. I'm gonna fix that. I would like to see some Star Trek type stuff going on though with like space adventures and stuff. I like space. Like even though I have an ocean theme, I like space. Honestly, I feel like maybe some of the answers that we could find about space can be found in the ocean, like racism aside. H.P. Lovecraft was onto something because we keep finding all of this weird stuff in the ocean and it's still very much not discovered, or like it hasn't been fully charted yet. And I don't know why we keep, like, space is cool, but I don't understand why we keep investing into space exploration when the ocean is right there. Like, the wilderness must be explored. Hashtag Russell from Up. Okay. We love using these tools when it comes to new poses. Because usually I kind of shot myself in the foot from first starting out with art. And I say this because I was mainly focused on clothing, but then I never really considered necessarily how, like, I would be concerned with how the clothes would fit around the person, but not necessarily how they would quote unquote fit around the person, because of like, they were always in a static thing. Yeah, the depths seem really cool, and everybody's just like, well, I'm scared, and da 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 da. And I'm like, nigga, I'm not asking you to go. I just want somebody to go. I can't go. I can't swim. Which is ironic because I'm a jellyfish, but like, after I forgot how to swim. If that's even possible. Like, I didn't know how to swim before Hurricane Katrina, and then I went to through Hurricane Katrina, and I ended up being afraid of it because, you know, it's Katrina. I ended up being afraid of water for a short bit, and I should make the head a little bit bigger. Hold on, I should also draw those guidelines. Because this looks really awkward. But yeah, the wilderness must be explored. And then eyes. Come on. And then I'll come back and fix this later. Let's focus on getting the main things there. Sometimes I get a little bit too detail focus to do things. And that's not really a productive way to do things. But yeah, there's so much left unexplored in the ocean. Actually, I might as well put the face in the base thing. So let's see, close. Let's go to close. This is where the fun begins. And by fun, I mean chaos. Because whenever I draw clothes, in order to, like, this seems to be a common technique anyways. It's, when you draw anything, it's good to draw different sections in different, angles, not angles, colors. What was I thinking? Angles. It's important to do that so you could be able to, so that when you start doing line work, you're able to differentiate. Or actually, I should try to do the hair first. I should do the hair first. I should draw the hair first. Hair is difficult. Okay. Okay. That helps. Her hair is going to be covered, but I do need the hairline. And then I guess I wonder what kind of equipment do we have? Because, like, it's easier, I guess, to make pressurized, whatever. Yeah, it covers part of her hair. Hmm. So let's see. How many layers on the base are for the hat? So let me use my PFP. That helps. Because it's actually in a 3/4 view, sort of. But yeah, I think of how we're able to, you know, control the pressure outside and inside of the... I don't know how. Like, if we're going to... I lost my train of thought again. I'm sorry. Pretty much I was talking about how we pressurize the... I said the fucking vehicle. Like, it is a vehicle, but it also isn't. Well, no, it is. It is a vehicle. You know how we pressurize the spaceship so that folks are able to go into space without, like, being pushed out or whatever and dying. Like, I wonder what's the technological progress of doing that for sea vehicles like submarines and whatnot. Because maybe that's one of the main issues. If that makes sense. Let's see. Okay, this hat looks fine. That's the base. And then studs. Don't count what you don't have. Oof. And I think about that because that might be one of the biggest things. Because, like, most of what we could send down to, you know, the Titanic, for example, is like a small drone. At least last time I checked. I don't know if space's pressure changes. Um, Actually, let me look that up real quick because I'm pretty sure that it does. The space's pressure change. And about the pressure of space. I don't want to read a whole article, please. As pressure changes space. In space outside of Earth's atmosphere, there are almost no molecules in the gas that surrounds the International Space Station. The air pressure is extremely low. In fact, it is almost... Yeah, it's a vacuum. But it also depends on, like, where... Like, we have air pressure because of the air molecules drawn by a galaxy. So, like, on the water, we, like, deal with more pushing in, but in space, it, like, pushes outward because there's no gravity holding the molecules in place. So I kind of think of if you go out in space without a... It's why when you go in space without a spacesuit, you could explode. So, like, we got aircraft, because that's what a spaceship is. It's aircraft that keeps that from happening when you're inside of the craft. But we can't do a better submarine that does, like, the inverse of that for some reason. Or we've yet to do so. Otherwise, we would have been deeper for undersea expeditions. I wish that it was something as simple as, like, Subnautica. Top. If you could call it a top. Like, it's a top. It's a bra. Every time I come back to this bra, it's something. How do I draw it on the profile? Okay. I should probably draw the halter part first. But, let's see. Let me lower the opacity because I'm trying to map where the straps go. How did I draw it last time? Yeah, I drew it exactly like this. This is why we like, let's see. This is why we like constantly referencing previous media that was made, because it helps. Also, do y'all like the new music that well, it's technically not new. Some of the stuff I've, guess it's best to just make RC vehicles something without air or else it implode. Yeah! And just make sure we got a good camera built in. Must be something on your mind. But yeah, this playlist isn't new. It is, but it isn't. Like, I changed it because... Ooh, that's bright as hell. Wait. Because, you know how Spotify, they don't actually shuffle your music. They, what do they do? What they do is stupid. What they do is quote unquote do a shuffle based off of what you're most likely to re-listen to. But like the thing is, I don't like re-listening to the same kind of music all the damn time. I made this playlist because I like these songs in general. But apparently that's too difficult for Spotify to understand. So pretty much I just made a 2.0 and I added more like quick tempo songs because that helps to give me energy to draw. Because like even though I like chilling and stuff, I kind of don't want to listen to calm music while I draw because then I realize that I sort of lose energy with that. And I already lose energy, like in general, like any task takes energy, right? But of course the situation is a little bit different when it comes to agonizing over details like this. Even when it's fun. Plus, I really love city funk. Any group or artist you prefer from the genre? Not really. Because I really don't follow artists when it comes to specifically city punk. Like, when it comes to instrumental music, I kind of don't have a go-to. At least when it comes to lo-fi, jazz hop, or city funk, I really don't have a go-to. If it's on, then it's lit. If it's on, it's lit. And that's all that matters. Okay, let's do the cups again. Actually, how does it work for the full thing? Gotta zoom in because this thing is pretty dark and I realize that it kind of blends into the let me look at the whole thing. Okay. There's that. Just notice I might not know the genre, so I know that city pump and future funk exists. Let's see, future funk, both future funk and city pop. Honestly, I kind of use those interchangeably because it kind of uses the same kind of like the only difference between like city pop is like quote unquote urban music and it's very much based in disco and so is future funk. I guess the only difference is that like city pop is more specific to Japanese music whereas future funk is more American specific. At least from my observations. I could be wrong. Hmm. I need to alter the halter a little bit. But that's kind of my my finding on it. Okay, just looking a lot better. This is looking a lot better. Yay! Like, I'm kind of cooking. Even though this is more like a slow simmer. How the fuck do you draw a bra? Hold on. I'm like, how am I struggling with drawing a bra? Why is it that drawing lingerie and lingerie adjacent? Lingerie and lingerie accessories, said Hank Hill. I'm not trying to buy one, Pinterest, please. Please, for the love of Christ. I'm trying to live. Actually, it's fine. I just gotta make the straps less awkward looking. Sorta got it. It's like I always gotta learn something or relearn something whenever I draw something new. Especially with the amount of time it takes in between things. Cause like I'm not the fastest drawer. This is fine. Let me add the rings. Just so I know where they are. It's far from perfect, but it's far from perfect, but I know where they are, and that's all that matters. So there's that. Let me add a skirt. Skirt is the easiest part of this outfit. Let's see. And it's very high waisted, or at least it's gonna make my legs look long. Oh yeah, for those who are wondering what kind of theme I'm drawing this for, I am like what kind of theme the outfit is for. Like the theme of this V metric issue, it's pretty much the sexy issue, because why not? What I plan to do with my V metric assets is release like 3 every couple of months, or like 2 to 3 every couple of months. Come on, Eraser, please. I believe in you. Is release I'll show it as the skirt again. It's like a little bit past this. But I aspire by the end of September, because even though Halloween is at the end of next month, I want to give people time to actually get their stuff commissioned or whatever, or to draw, so it actually goes with the Halloween theme, because that's what I did when I released the Pride issue. How I made sure to release it by the end of May so that people would actually have time to do it. I think that one person used my asset, and I was happy with that. Please use my VTuber assets. They're free. And I will give you clout for giving me the validation. Because I like making things. And graphic design is not my passion. So to see somebody look at it and be like, this is good shit, that sparks joy. Y'all don't understand. Well, no, y'all probably understand. But I want to do this sexy issue. I also want a fall cover. And of course a Halloween one, since spooky month. It's a spooky month. I'll need a folder for gloves. Did I have any? Yeah, I did have some bunching at the arm. Yeah. And I'll be posting regularly, like on my Ko-Fi or whatever, of like whatever whip of it that I'm doing and stuff. Because a lot of people follow me on my Ko-Fi so they could get that notification. And then remember that these are fingerless gloves. I should change this color so it's a little bit more discernible. Boots. I love this outfit so much because it's so simple. Like the literally the most difficult parts are the hat, the hair, and and of course the top, because I did struggle with that a little bit. I was floundering. And then when it comes to something as skin tight as this, all I gotta do is just draw the folds, like where the fabric sort of bunches up. kind of heels did I have? Oh, the heels were really basic. See how this looks with the text. I need to be careful where I place. And I'll work on the lettering and stuff later. I'm just trying to see how the whole thing fits in relation to the lettering. Let's see. And like what I'm gonna do is have her in front of the V metric. Oh, boots. Okay, how do you heal? How do you heal? Heals are hard. I love them. I love drawing them, but at the same time, it's just like, please. I want to live. Please, sir. It's not the livery, it's the struggle. And then all I gotta do is draw a riding crop. We're gonna pray. I never drawn one before. We're gonna pray. I never drawn one before. Let's see. Staff. So if I already use blue and yellow and the undertone. Yeah, that's better. Okay, Miss Doja. Let me look at it as a whole. Okay, so she's holding on to the loose part, but then the main staff is in her. That's too thin. Do I still have the picture reference in there? No. Let's see. We're using this as a guide, even though the pose is inexact. I'm just trying to see if the staff is the right size. Yeah, it's the same level of thickness. It's fine. It's the same level of thickness. It's fine. So how far away from the wrist it was? It's a little bit further than that. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Bum. Do, 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 do. Let's see. I'm trying to see what else I gotta do. Focus on just blocking things in. Accuracy can come later. Especially when I have to add lines to show the leather like wrapping around the stick, the handle thingy. Like I'll come back and do that later. As long as I have the general shape, it's fine. And then the flail part. Or at least I'm calling it the flail part. I don't know the actual name of it. How does she hold it? Actually, no. I'm not going to use the riding crop. I'm going to use rope. I should still keep that staff thing as a reference. Because, like, okay, my elude alt is called shibari jelly, and you know that's the thing where you make rope harnesses and stuff. So that's more on brand. Is this 30? It's 30. So that's just a guide. Okay. So we got the sketch down. We got the sketch down. This is fine. Actually, no. We do not have the sketch entirely down. I forgot the earrings. I forgot the earrings! So I gotta remember where I put the earrings. Like what side I put them. And I forgot the hair. And the glasses. We are not done. We are not done. Earrings. That's easy. As long as we block them in. Glasses. Come on, hurry. Like, pretty much as long as it's blocked in, it's fine. Cause I'm pretty much gonna. I know how to BS these eyeglasses because they're a little bit of a complicated shape. They're a little bit complicated. I need to make these a little bit larger. Then I'll put hair. Like, I'll block it out. How long is the hair? It's like... Then I need to make it a little bit shorter. Make it a little bit shorter. Rope. And then hair front. Okay. Or actually, I'll go ahead and I'll do a color test, even though technically I've already tested the colors. Color base. And I usually do that because for all layers, I do that because it's good to see how it looks, how the colors look together with the sketch than it does to ooh, this is a nasty shade of green. It's better to do that while it's in the sketch phase than to like wait till you've done the line art and stuff and then you're like struggling to deal with color, at least to me, because like I consider the sketch phase to be the planning phase. So it's just like, why don't you plan the color in the planning phase? That makes sense, you know. And then when I actually go through and do the line art and actually finish everything, then all I gotta do is just color drop from the color test. Because that's what I did the last time I worked on something. It was like an art piece last week where I was doing a collaboration with Ambrosia, who's a demon witch hunter. This is kind of giving Bayonetta. Maybe it's because of like the dominatrix theme with the glasses. I love Bayonetta. She's probably one of my favorite video game characters of all time because of how campy and fun she is. Oh, that's what I forgot. Earlier, I was talking about like sexy designs that are really practical. I think a Bayonetta suit. Because like it's made out of her hair and she uses her hair to cast. And then it can repair itself. So even when she deals with damage, she's still fine. And then the gun heels are cool. Also, she's just a good example of what to do with a sexy character anyways. Like, yes, she has that theme about her, but she also has agency as a person. Like, she has a personality. And she's sexy without being disrespected or objectified. Because like there's nothing inherently wrong with making sexy characters and stuff. It's just that the level of disrespect, especially towards women, when it comes to some of these things, that's where I draw the line. That's where I draw the line, and that's where I get bored, because it's just like, damn, you pretty much made another Babe in the Woods. And then even if you do make a Babe in the Woods, don't like why are you just don't objectify people. It's weird. Like, you could think with your crotch and not be a hole about it. It's okay. I believe in you. Cancel. cancel. Come on. Let's see. What's next? Okay. Now we have the sketch done. That is the hardest part. Because, of course, it's the planning stage. Of course, that's the hardest part. I don't know if I will stream the rest of the process. Maybe. We'll see. Depending on how I feel whenever I get back onto this. But we're going to go ahead and end this for tonight. Thanks for everybody who came and watched me like ramble and sort of struggle with this. But this was fun. Especially talking about space and celebrity drama. Because, like, I'm not going to act like I'm above drama. Sometimes I like talking about these things. But thank you so much for coming. I hope y'all have a good evening. Stay above the water.